It's Don't Be Dumb time. Let's fucking go.
That was one of our first reactions to A$AP Rocky's new album, Don't Be Dumb. If you guys want to check out the full live stream that we just did with our Patreon community, all you guys have to do is check the link in the pinned comment and subscribe to the Patreon plan because the full live stream will be available for you guys right there below. 8 years in the making, Don't Be Dumb is finally out. Honestly, it feels a bit surreal because when you and I started podcasting back in like 2020, 2021, we were doing anticipation videos for this new Rocky album and it was under All Smiles. But now we're finally in 2026. He said, fuck it, we're dropping it. So first impressions, first thoughts, how do you feel after your first listen?
Crazy that this album finally came out, bro. This was 8 years in the making. It had that mythical status. People were like, is this even a real thing? But now we have it. We're one listen in. I want to say this, guys. If you want to get our full thoughts, come back Monday for the review. That's where you're going to get a real honest take after bumping the album multiple times. But at first glance, I'm mixed. I'm really mixed. I do know this. I'm disappointed. Given that this was an 8-year wait, the hype was immense for this album, and I just don't think that Rocky showed the evolution I would have wanted to see from an artist that took this much time to craft their next album.
Let me ask you this, okay?
Yeah.
Because I understand where you're coming from as, let's say, Rocky the rapper or Rocky the vocalist, but as an album experience, though, I can't necessarily pinpoint any other album in his catalog or any other single, for example, that maybe he released before this Don't Be Dumb era that sounds anything like this. So where are you coming from with that? Let's say saying that, okay, like there's no evolution with this, and I just feel like it's kind of a lateral move for his career, you know?
Well, I mean, listen, sure, there's some songs, like, for example, Shut the Fuck Up. I thought that was super unique production-wise. It was weird. It was unorthodox. You had industrial and techno sounds that were ringing off in the production. I thought that was one of the experiments that really paid off, and I think, bro, that's what this album is going to come down to. Rocky is trying out a lot of different genres, a lot of different sounds. Do the experiments pay off for you, yes or no? In some cases they did, some cases they didn't. For example, a punk Rocky, that whole indie rock sort of sound, we've got something similar with Sundress. Same thing with A Helicopter, right? Rocky rapping over a trap, sort of anthemic style production, heavy 808s. We've gotten those types of sounds from him before. So I don't want to say that like everything feels fresh and brand new. I don't think that's the case on this album, but it kind of felt all over the place, right? Going from a song like Shut the Fuck Up to Punk Rocky, it makes me kind of question the sequencing. And I guess that was the point of this album.
That's
bro.
what I was going to say,
Take
though,
you
is
for
that
a
for
wild
me-
ride, take some left turns. This feels like a more realized version of what he was trying to do with Testing, where now he feels a bit more confident in the experimentation and he's going all the way with it.
That's why, even looking at something like Robbery, for example, and the way that it transitions into Don't Be Dumb or Trip Baby, two completely different records, right? You can't even compare them. By the way, I love that switch on Trip Baby. That's a record I really do enjoy. But Robbery, you're seeing him attack like this jazz instrumental. Feels like you're in this old jazz cafe and, well, they're holding up a robbery, right? And the Dochi back and forth I thought was cool. I don't know how I feel about it off of first listen, but I'm going to go back into the song over the weekend because maybe content matter-wise, it will be a standout for me when I do this. But
Really?
Maybe. I have to go back. I listened to it once.
I get you.
I listened to it once.
I'm just saying,
I just don't...
Our first reaction to that song was that it just wasn't that great.
Like, I feel like the production could have been a bit more dynamic. I understand he said in the past, especially in interviews, that he wanted to do jazz records. I just don't know if this is the way that I like it personally, but maybe it's for you guys. When I go on to something like Whiskey, for example, I like that song. I just wish West Side Gun had a full verse rather than just ad-libs towards the end of the song.
Yeah,
I found that to be like just, okay, you know, give him a
list,
16.
you can't list a feature on a billboard for some ad-libs, you know what I mean? Give him a hook, give him a bit more to do. I found that was disappointing.
But I will say this, Stay Here for Life, like that Brent Faiyaz feature was incredible and
heavenly.
And even like the Rocky verses and the way that like he was kind of slotting in the middle of Brent Faiyaz's hooks, I found that to be super sick because a big thing going into this album was obviously going to be Rihanna, right? And their relationship and how, you know, they have children now and how their love has grown. And I found that to be one of the nicest cuts off of the album. But let's speak about some standouts that people really wanted to see.
Biggest standout, the biggest. I was wanting to pull out some bangers out of this track list. The one that's a certified fucking slap is Stop Snitching with Boss Man D-Lo. The energy that they're both exuding, the mic presence is fucking electric on that song. I feel like Rocky, it felt like he was back in his peak form on that song, bro, in terms of just the creative flow switches, in terms of just that monstrous presence that they both had. I wish we got more songs like that on the album.
On Stop Stitching?
Yeah.
I think it's Sauce Walker, actually. It's credited as Sauce Walker on Genius. How's it credited on Spotify?
It says...
Boss Mandilo?
It says Sauce Walker on Stops, but he wasn't even on the Billboard, so I don't know if it's a Genius error or what it is, but regardless, that was top 1 or 2 songs for me on the album.
That was super energetic. Even the track that came before that little track run where
No Trespassing,
that was super sick too, bro. Like, I love the unorthodox drums on there, and like I was saying before that drop even happens, you're not expecting to get those types of kicks and those types of 808s, and bro, you're automatically locked in. Nice shift in tone and production. I like the alarm sounds that come in and out of that type of song. That's super cool. But let's talk about Stole Your Flow, because this had the same level of anticipation in the Don't Be Dumb rollout as something like a Helicopter that got previewed at Rolling Loud. So how do you like it? Do you have the full DSP version? Did it live up to the hype for you? Is it something you're going to save? Are you going to keep it?
It was one of those songs that sounded crazier when it was premiered at that festival. Like, that snippet was ringing the fuck off. It was super hype. Listening to it now again, I mean, bro, no pun intended, he sticks to one singular flow the entire song. It gets a bit stagnant for me as a performance, to be honest with you. And yeah, you're getting some Drake subs, and I feel like that's something that you get within the album, right? Like, there was one song where you had mentioned how, like, he speaks about, like, wanting to pull up to Texas with some guns and having some protection with them. Like, there's multiple songs where I feel like there were some jabs taken.
Going on
that was expected with this song.
That was going to be expected, and we already knew it. So going on to Stole Your Flow, he said, first, you stole my flow, so I stole your bitch. If you stole my style, I need at least 10%. Guys getting BBLs, lucky we don't body shame, throwing dirt on Rocky name, turn around and copy game. So those were the lyrics on Stole Your Flow.
There was also another song, I don't know the name of it, but he had a line where it was something along of the lines of, like, we're not scared of the 6 or the 7, kind of saying, like, not scared of Drake or Travis. That's what people are kind of piecing together, I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's just whatever. There's subliminals. Yeah, there's subliminals.
There's subliminals. Something that would kind of disappointed me was that he had said in interviews like, yo, I'm going away from, like, all the fuck your bitch kind of talk and all the surface level generic hip hop lyrics, and you do primarily get that on the album, at least from what I can remember.
That's what I found to be
interesting,
right? Because one half of the album is him, like, sort of confessing his love to Rihanna and saying, you know, I want to stay loyal to her, and, you know, I have this family and I'm a father now. And you actually see that on Stole Your Flow. He speaks about how he's a father now and he's with Rihanna and they're completely unbothered as a couple. Then, you know, you go on to a song like Helicopter, for example, and even a couple songs towards the end of the track list, and you're getting a completely different shift in tone. Like, that's what I'm asking myself is, like, is that the concept, right? To seeing the duality in Rocky's mindset as a family man and someone that's stable now and someone that has a grounded foundation in his life versus what he is as the artist, someone that's very manic, someone that's very in your face. Flashy, right? Because there was, like, bro, he must have mentioned his Mercedes drop top like 50 times within the lyrics,
which
too.
you kind of want from Rocky,
yes,
right?
Of
like,
course.
I'm not going in for, like, a lyrical masterpiece either, but it's just, it kind of plays with your expectations. I will say this, a lot of songs kind of left me feeling empty, like, emotion-wise, right? Like, I'm someone that, you know, when it comes to music, especially, you want emotions to be evoked. Besides, like, hyped up energy, especially on a song like a Don't Be Dumb Trip Baby, I like the smooth psychedelic types of Rocky tracks, but it just didn't evoke that much emotion. There was a feeling of emptiness that was left for me with a lot of those songs that were supposed to give off more. I want to ask you about the Tyler feature, though, on the bonus song, Fish and Steak.
I like that. I thought it was cool. Like it felt like kind of an add-on for the track list itself. I mean, I didn't really like. What do you want me to say? That's not verse of the year, you know. Like I
No,
don't think it would
definitely
be
not.
feature of the year so far.
Kind of recycled the bar where it's like the doors open like therapy. He used that in POV.
But
It felt a bit phoned in my opinion.
but even looking at Fish and Steak as a whole, the production itself, like you get like this flute-based
Yeah,
production that then
yeah.
evolves into something more, and then it goes back to its original sound towards the end of the song. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna wait on it. A song that I really did enjoy as well, "The End" with Jessica Pratt and Will I Am. I thought that was a really solid record.
Some of his
That
best writing on it.
and that was one of the best written tracks on the entire album, and just a great way to close off the track list. So I'll leave you guys with my overall first thoughts. Again, review coming Monday. It's a mixed bag for me. Listen, I don't think it's mid or bad by any means. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff in here that I feel like I'm going to go back towards, but I think there are miscalculations, and I'm just questioning, like, not Rocky as a curator or someone that has an incredible ear for production, but literally Rocky as a rapper. Like, have I gotten that crazy of an evolution after 8 years? Because I think as a Rocky fan for myself, that's what I was expecting at least.
Yeah.
But that's what I'll say, man. Listen, the content matter is centric across a couple of different things. Obviously, you know, looking at Rihanna, the sublims, the luxury talk. I guess you could say that there's evolution in the writing because he's attacking the perspective of a family man right now. So I thought that was pretty cool. But regardless, though, I'm just gonna wait till the review. I don't know. Like, I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, no.
Do you feel the same way? Like,
for sure. I think it's one of those albums that is going to take a lot of time to process just because of how much is going on, right? Like, there's multiple genres on here. There's beat switches oftentimes in a lot of these songs. There's a lot of background vocalists. Like, it's really one of those albums that just has so much packed into it. Ultimately, though, again, just based on the first impressions, I am let down. I waited 8 years for this. I know what Rocky's capable as an artist. I know what he's capable of doing as an innovator. And there's just, it's a mixed bag, you know? Like, we're going to see what comes out of the review. But ultimately, I did expect more. And I feel like, especially after getting an album like Testing that was really all over the place, I personally would have liked a more focused track list. And that's not really what I got here. In terms of narrative, in terms of sonics, it just felt like a more of a playlist kind of vibe. But guys, those are the first thoughts. If you do want to catch our first live album reaction to Don't Be Dumb, you guys could access it by hitting the link in the pinned comment or in our description. Like we said, album review dropping Monday. Stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you soon. Peace.